and see how it goes. So hopefully you're interested in this series. This is going to be my Let's Make 2 mil in Year 1 stream series. It's just going to be a little bit of fun, pretty chilled. I might upload this to YouTube, we'll just have to see. So I'm going to be perfect, and I'm going to go stream 1.3. Oh, that doesn't fit. Stream 0.3? That'll do. I might just quickly turn off, I was just having some music in the background, but I think we'll just have the Stardew Valley music going for the purposes of this stream. Farm name, I haven't really decided on a name. We're going to go something on a play on words as far as stream goes. So Stream Ranch, maybe. It's kind of a bit bland, but anyway. Favorite thing, I'm going to go with Nova. And Nova's my cat, and I'm going to choose to be a cat for this run. I'm probably going to go just a very similar style. I basically have the same character every single time I play, and for the purpose of consistency, I think I'm going to do that. So, just going to be the same old perfect, doing the same old thing. I'm going to skip the intro. I was thinking about the different farms to play on, and it was basically just going to be a toss-up between the standard farm and the wilderness farm. I've decided to go to the standard farm just because it's just a little bit simpler. The wilderness farm, it's not really about the monsters. The monsters are relatively inconsequential. I don't really care if they come or not. In fact, sometimes when they come, it's good because they give you extra items to drop and sell. But it's mostly just the extra land space, but that comes with extra trees, all sorts of extra things. So we're just going to go the standard farm. I'm probably going to skip most of the cutscenes and everything else. Maybe I'll play some if people are interested, but I think unless told otherwise, I'm just going to be skipping them. And for those that have watched my YouTube series, if you haven't and you like my playstyle, please check it out. But I'm going to do a very similar style, so it's going to be pretty go right from the get-go. I sort of need to do that in order to achieve the 2 million. I sort of need to be playing reasonably well every day. Before I do, I am going to switch and zoom out. I didn't do this on my YouTube series just because it adds a little bit, like it's easier to see on a small window if you're, watching from your phone or whatever, but I do generally play zoomed out, and it also helps for finding forage items. You don't have to walk just as far to look in certain areas. So yeah, for this playthrough, definitely going to be zooming out. So I will sort of commentate my thoughts as I'm going through. If people in the chat start to ask questions, I'll certainly engage with chat. But whilst this stream's relatively new and I'm expecting a sort of a low viewer count as I'm a new streamer, I'm just going to be commentating what my thoughts are and what I'm doing. So first step, get a chest, place items in the chest, and then go looking for forage items. I always take the pickaxe just because sometimes you can get stuck with rocks, and it's always good to be able to freely move around. Basically we just need to get back to Pierre's by about 4 o'clock. So for instance, let's just knock this down. I don't want to spend too much energy because we're going to need that energy when we get back home for clearing up a little small section to make a little farming plot. But yeah, day one, pretty cool to have this series going. Day one is very much about collecting forage items, selling them to Pierre, buying lots of seeds, and planting those seeds to get the economy going. I also want to get my forage item up to level 1, just so that I can get the acorns and the pine cones from the trees. That's very useful to have. Plus, it's also nice to be able to make the wild seeds. I did a bit of testing this morning just to try out, you know, Stardew Valley, get back into the swing of things, because I haven't played Stardew Valley much at all in the last year really. And on my practice one, when I came down here, I only found one spring onion, so we're already doing better than that. But I did get a huge amount of forage items. Like I got probably like 6 dandelions and 5 daffodils. I don't think I got a horseradish though. So I'd say we're going pretty well for what we've checked so far. We're getting a lot of horseradishes, so this is not bad at all. So yeah, plan for today, definitely get as much forage items as I can, sell to Pierre, then basically buy lots of seeds, use those seeds, water them, then do a little bit of cleanup back in the farm to get mixed seeds like we got just there. So mixed seed, so big part of this game is sort of managing your energy. You always want to have enough energy to water all your plants every day. Obviously this being day one, you also need energy to be hoeing. Oh, Ray, hey, welcome to the chat. How's your morning this morning? Which I've already spoken to you, but nice to see you watching. Yeah, you sort of threw me a little bit, but that's alright. But yeah, like I said, energy, you know, you want to make sure you've got enough for watering every day. The good thing about mixed seeds, you can pick them up from a scythe, which doesn't use energy, so you know, it's a really good way of using your first energy bar efficiently on day one to get basically free seeds. So I don't really have a proper planned loop out. I'm just wanting to check most of the key areas where forage items can be. Check to see if I can get some of those, and then yeah, head back to Pierre. I should be able to get back by 4 o'clock. When I tested, I got there quite early, but I seem to be a little bit slower today around this little loop. Maybe it's because there's a few extra items in places. I always check this spot because there's a lot of fiber or bushes all together, and it's a good opportunity to get mixed seeds. I got none then, which is pretty bad, but I have got up to 4 in that little spot alone in previous goes, which I think is really unlucky. Sorry, not unlucky, unlikely. We've got a leak, so let's get rid of this rock. So now I'm posed the question of, do I sell all of these forage items, get the money to buy seeds, or do I keep one of each to be able to make mixed seeds and plant them tomorrow? I'm not sure. It should be something that I've checked and done some research on the pros and cons of either option, knowing the way I play, but I haven't, so I'm just going to wing it. I think I will sell enough but leave one of each. Just because I've got a lot of each of them, which should be enough to sell. Oh, that's not good. Well, hopefully Twitch gets better. If not, well, it could be my stream. I hope it's not the stream. Quickly checking. It says excellent on the stream health section, so hopefully that is the case. So let's basically 2:30. We've got plenty of time to go to Pierre. I think I will keep one of each actually, but we'll sell the rest. I'll put the spring onions away. Probably don't need these anymore. Let's switch to that. All right, let's go buy some things from Pierre. Oh wow, look at all this! Holy moly! Today was a good day for forage items. In fact, I could actually keep them and sell them tomorrow, but you know what? I want that seeds day one, so that's going to be the priority. And we've also got a book. Found a lost book. Alright, might just quickly check these rubbish bins. She's going to be too close, so let's not do that. And while people are here and I've got a little bit of time, let's say hi to Leah. And let's say hi to Pierre. Sure. So we're going to sell all of these, which is going to be a lot of money. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy about 3 beans. Let's make it 4 beans. And the rest I'm going to go kale. I went potatoes in my main playthrough. So why am I going kale now? Kale I think is a little bit more consistent. I think I've checked the difference between kale and potatoes. Basically, kale always gives you a certain amount of money, a certain amount of kale every time you grow, whereas potatoes have a chance to give you an extra potato. And if you get really lucky, potatoes give you lots of money. If you get unlucky, they give you less than kale. So I think I'm going to go with the kale option for this playthrough, just because it's a little bit more consistent. Gonna have to clear a patch. I don't want to clear too many things because I'm just cognizant of my energy situation. So we're just going to make a small little area here. I think that'll probably do for our... Oh, wasting energy is never fun. So how many do we need? We need 16 plus 10 plus 4, so about 20. Potatoes all the way. Well, I'm not going for potatoes. Kale for sure. We're going to be one of those real health nuts that just loves the kale. Although I don't mind kale. Kale's alright. Alright, we've got parsnips. We got kale. Probably should have placed our beans at the top, but that's alright. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm going to move my beans over here. Just because it makes it a little bit easier. Because beans are on trellises and you can't walk through them, so I think I'll block that path off. So we got parsnips. And we got 4 mixed seeds so far. So for the rest of the night, I'm basically just going to be cleaning up my farm, hopefully getting some mixed seeds. I'd like to get about 10. You know, sometimes you can get up to about 12, sometimes you get as low as about 7. So if I can get 10, that'd be nice. We'll just have to see. I'm a big advocate of using basically as much time each day as you can, and also make sure you use all your energy. As you can see, my energy bar's already quite low, and basically all we did today was chop a few trees down to get that chest, and then basically all the rest is just to set up our our crop plots and do some watering. So as you can see, your energy does go down pretty quick for day 1. If I get like more mixed seeds and I'm starting to worry about my energy situation and not know if I can actually plant them and water them, I'll just grab a spring onion. That's basically why I get them. Actually, some people might be wondering why I didn't sell the spring onions like the rest of the forage items. Spring onions don't sell for a lot, but they give you a reasonable amount of energy back. So they're one of the food items that I prefer not to sell because I don't sell too much, but they're not too bad to be used for eating and getting energy back. Generally speaking, things like seaweed, algae, the secondary things you get from fishing, as well as salmon berries, field snacks, Jojo Cola is a good example. It only sells for 1, but I think it gives you 13 energy back. They're the types of things that I like to use for energy, whereas all the crop items and most of the fish I sell for money rather than use for energy. That's sort of my rule of thumb, if people are interested. Okay, well, we're up to 9 mixed seeds so far, which is not a bad number. I'm not unhappy with 9. It would have been nice to just get a little bit more, but I'm starting to run out of time now. So we need to be planning those. I don't have a whole lot of organization for how my farm's set up at the moment, but that's okay. Let's see how we go for energy. So we have 14 energy. Probably will just run out 8. You definitely don't want to overdo energy. Well, that's worked out really well. I don't know if this uses energy. Yes, it doesn't. Good. So picking up water from your watering can doesn't. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just dump everything back in here, because day 2 is going to be for, actually no, we've got a little bit extra time, so let's just get use that time just to see if we can get 1 or 2 more mixed seeds. We probably won't plant them tonight, but even if we just use the time just to clear out some of these weed bushes, you know, it's not too bad. But yeah, I suspect we probably won't get any more mixed seeds. I always just seem to get so much fiber that I've never really noticed it as a resource. It's just always there. So I don't care if I have to throw a little bit of this fiber away because my inventory is a bit of a problem. Inventory management in the early game of Stardew Valley is quite important because you don't have a lot of space. So I like to keep a clean bar so I don't have to throw things out. So when I'm going fishing, you know, I can make sure that I can catch as much fish without having to just drop them or go from place to place and chuck them in a chest or whatever it is. So 162 extra gold on day 1. We did also get that level 1 foraging, so that's worked out pretty well. So even though I need to water my plants, that 4 o'clock time frame is basically the most important thing for me. So we're going to go straight back down, collect some. I'll see if the spring onions are there, because it's certainly worth checking for those, just for the extra energy that they provide. And you might pick up a forage item along the way. But this being day 2 is basically all about fishing, selling the fish to Willy, and then getting more seeds. So the early game, very much the common theme. It's all about collecting as much seeds and planting as much seeds as you can to really kickstart your economy. And this was probably not worth coming down for if there's only going to be 2 here, but that's right, you never really know. I'll probably just eat the 2 if it's just going to be like that. So yeah, day 2, very much going to be fishing with Willy. I might see if I can get lucky and get something out of the bins on the way. No, no. You probably notice I'm not really doing the quests to chat to people. I will get that done eventually, but it's far from my priority in the early game. The early game, first few days, is really important to get as much money as you can and spend that on more seeds to get the economy going. So there's going to be a lot of watering early game, which is not always the most fun, but we will eventually move towards sprinklers, which really helps a lot and saves your energy bar because you don't have to spend all that energy doing watering, which is not what you want. So first fish we got was a perfect, so that didn't take very long. Although that was pretty easy, the fish didn't seem to move. So yeah, the plan for day 2, fish till about 3:30. Then you go in here, actually probably not, probably 2:30. Sell the fish to Willy, then head to Pierre's shop, buy some seeds, and go from there. am I going to get this as perfect without actually... Oh no, I've already stuffed it up. I just about could have got it perfect without moving. So fishing isn't the most exciting activity. Let's see if we get this chest. But, you know, it's a reasonable money maker in the early days. I'm actually quite pleased with that 6 coal. Coal becomes a challenging resource to get sort of around day 10 to 20. I always seem to be low on coal around that time frame. So getting some extra is not a bad thing. The bait's not going to be all that useful. You get so much bug meat from in the caves that bait is never a limiting resource. You've just got so much. So as far as the fish go, we want to get mostly halibut because I think that sells for the most. So lucky that we got one there. I think if we can get about, say, 500 gold worth of sales to Willy, that's probably going to be about my target. But hopefully we can get a few of these chests along the way. And hopefully I can go this whole day without failing a single fish. I suspect I won't fail them unless I make a mistake with the chests, like I nearly did there. Because the starting fish in the sea in spring are generally the easier type of fish to catch. We got our first geode, and normally it has like a mini cutscene interruption when you pick up a geode, but it must be when you only get it from mining. Is this going to be perfect? It is perfect. So yeah, I think now, while there's a little bit of downtime, I'll explain a little bit more what this series is. So this is, I suppose, another way for me to do a new Let's Play series. I did one for the 1.1 patch on the wilderness farm, which I quite enjoyed, and I just interrupted my own fishing bubba there. So this is to try to mimic that, but in 1.3. So get as much gold in year 1 as we can. We're aiming for 2 mil. We did get that in our playthrough. I'm expecting to get it. I mean, you never know. There could be some changes, or I could make a few mistakes, or don't get some key drops, or whatever it is. But I do suspect I will get that. But I also want to try to get 10 of all skills. I think that is a little bit out of the way. You know, if I was just going to purely max gold, I probably wouldn't be able to max, or I probably wouldn't max foraging or fishing. Just because, foraging in particular, once you're sort of around level 8, you're sort of into winter by then, you're making all your money from, you know, other means. Foraging is not a huge amount of money at that sort of point in time. Like, if you spend a whole day foraging, you might get, I don't know, 1,000 gold. Or if you spend all the day in the mines, you might get 10,000 gold. Or fishing, you know, you could get 8,000 gold. So I still will aim to do those, but you know, they'll probably secondary things in winter when, you know, there's less to do. So Jojo Cola, so that gives you 13 energy, but I think it only sells for 1, so we'll just be drinking that for sure. As far as trash items go, I do normally keep broken glasses and broken discs. That's because they turn into refined quartz. Oh, I'm going to stuff this up, aren't I? I nearly stuffed that fishing up. The thing with fishing, and I'm sort of jumping around with ideas as I'm going here, but the thing with fishing is when you're actually in that little mini game, time stops. So you can certainly take your time, and even if you miss that treasure chest the first time, you might be able to get it the second time. Just something to be aware of. I think in multiplayer setting, fishing is going to be a lot worse. And the reason for that is because I don't think it will pause time. And so, you know, your amount of fish per day hours will go down because the time won't pause. And so, you know, say today, for instance, I might be in this mini game cutscene a third of the time while fishing, which means, you know, I get an extra 30% of time to catch more fish. Yeah. Doesn't that geode cutscene only happen after you sleep? No, I don't think it's that cutscene. I'm talking about when you pick it up, it sort of has like a little bit of text down the bottom saying you picked up a geode, give this to Clive, or whatever it says. Or maybe the blacksmith can give you more information about it or something. I might be able to drop it on the ground, pick it up, and see if it does that. Okay, so we're coming up on 2:30. I might just catch one more fish, I think, and then sell all these to Pierre as my... Just got to post. Come on. There we go. Before I do, I might just have a quick look up here. Because we got the cutscene, we sort of skipped over the beach. So if there's any forageable items, which there wasn't. His name is Clint. Did I call him Clive, did I? Sorry. Maybe he wants to be Clive. Okay, so how much do we got? We get 80, you know, 170 to 640. So close to 400. I could sell the bait. In fact, I am going to sell the bait. Because by the time we get a fishing rod that uses bait, you know, we'll definitely be not needing that anymore. Because we'll have lots and lots of bait. Alright, so yeah, about 500 gold extra to buy more seeds. Gonna keep with the kale theme, I think. Might as well check this board. What have we got? A herring. I did have a herring to Leah. I probably won't actually do that quest, but we'll see. Let's say hi to Lewis. So we're gonna stick with kale, I think. So 9 and 52. No, buy one potato, I think. Clint is better than Clive. You don't like Clive? So I think I'm also going to be planting those wild seeds. So we're going to need more energy back today, I think. Because that's not looking too great. By the time I water everything, I would imagine I'm going to be relatively low. That's okay, that's what I've got this seaweed for, that's what I've got the spring onions for. So it should all be good. So let's grab these. I'm going to sell one. Actually, before I do that, let's make the wild seeds so I don't accidentally sell two. You know, I'm just going to eat this. So let's grab our watering can and our hoe, and let's put those away because we won't be needing those. You know what, I like to have things in one or two because I do use the key bindings a bit. So that'll do. So I also need to be mindful where I'm planning to put a scarecrow. So I'm thinking maybe there. So I think this whole area I can hoe out. I don't know, till I suppose is probably a better word. This tree is going to get annoying, but I'll wait for it to grow up before I chop it down. The Stardew Valley music stopped. It's always a bit eerie when it does that. I feel like something's about to happen. So how much we need to do? 20 more hoe patches. So that's about 12. Let's go 3 more, and then maybe just along here. I'm not too worried about this looking nice and neat. That's not the goal of what I'm doing. It's just chuck stuff where it can go, where it's nice and there's enough space for it. There we go. And look at that, only wasted 1 hoe patch of energy. Alright, very good. So it'll finish up at about 6:30 by the time I finish all this watering, and we should just have enough energy. So I think I'll do a forage run around to utilize the rest of the time, because I haven't actually checked all the forage items. So we're just going to take our scythe with us, because why not, I suppose. But yeah, our energy is very low. The other thing about me not taking any of the other tools is sometimes I accidentally just click, and if I only have my scythe, it means I can't accidentally waste all my energy, which is a good thing. Because if you waste all your energy, you only get half back for the next day, which is not what you want. So while Sebastian's here, I might come over and say g'day. How are you going? Because sometimes it can be a bit hard to find for the quest of where is it? Introductions. Because he likes to hide in his house, and yeah, it can be a bit tricky. So I think as I see people, I'll just quickly have a quick chat to them. Won't go out of my way to find everyone, but I think over time, you know, within a week or so, I should have met most people. Not looking too great today for forage items. I've only got the one horseradish, and we only got the 2 spring onions, so hasn't been the greatest. Speaking of Clive, I think I'm just going to call him Clive from now on. So daffodil, and then I think we'll check the forests, see what's going on down there. Hopefully there's some items down there. And then call it day 2, I think. And then day 3, for a couple of reasons, I like to do a full day of wood cutting. So the reason for that is Pierre's shop is not open on a Wednesday, so there's no point, you know, getting lots of fishing and going up to his place by 4, because you're not going to be able to buy anything from him anyway. Also, it's raining. I think every time I've played, it's been raining on the 3rd day. I suppose we'll find out if that's actually a thing or if I've just been really lucky. Yeah. So also, you know, I like to get 300 wood to open up the coral area down on the beach, because it means you can, every day you can go down there when you've got some time left and you're low on energy like I am today, and pick up some gold. That always seems to have a decent amount of gold. Alright, well, we've already checked over that right hand side and there wasn't anything there, so let's just go back home. We don't have too much time left. It's very dark. Hopefully this isn't too dark on the stream, but I think it probably is. So that's okay. We're just going to head home and call it day 2. Has the stream quality got any better? Because I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Yes, I will be a lumberjack, and yes, I'm okay. Definitely already got a decent amount of things coming along, so yeah, we're going to be selling those. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Wood cutting. I think I'll keep the scythe with me anyway. Okay, sell. And let's find out if it actually is raining tomorrow. Yep, yeah, I think that must be programmed into the game that it rains on day 3. Upgraded a fishing level, and an extra 110 gold from foraging. Alright, so plan for wood cutting is don't just chop down any tree. What we want to do is collect pine cones acorns and maple seeds. So both from on the ground like you saw there, and also from the trees. The reason for that is they make field snacks and use a lot of energy chopping down wood, and I definitely want to get 300 wood today, but I don't think I'm going to have enough energy to do that. And so I will rely on spring onions as well as these items to make field snacks in order to have enough energy to get the 300 wood. Because as you can see, we've already used 100 and we've only got 50 wood. So I'm just going to grab that. What else is in there? Yeah, no, that's fine. So I'm just going to do a quick scan because I do want to pick up where we see these little seeds on the ground, because they just sort of give you free pine cones, maple seeds, etc. And they're good for getting energy back. So I'm just going to be collecting as many as we can. I want to mostly chop down trees in this area because, you know, it sort of helps us in a couple of ways. One, we get the wood, but also this is where our farming spot's going to be. So might as well clear out an area that actually helps us when we're expanding our farm, because our farm is going to be a decent size. Stream quality is better. Well, that's good to hear. And getting more pine cones. So the field snacks are 1 acorn, 1 maple seed, and 1 pine cone. And so we basically want to cut down the trees so we get about an even number of each of those. My preference is not to eat the field snacks if I can avoid it, and have the spring onions instead. And the reason for that is I prefer to have field snacks as an energy source when I'm mining rather than spring onions, just because they give you extra health and extra energy. So they're a little bit easier to use when you're being attacked by, you know, monsters and you might be dying. Spring onions don't help with that situation too well. The field snacks are much better. Alright, I don't think I'm going to have enough energy to chop the whole tree down, so let's just chug some spring onions for a while. And we're up to 140 wood. So yeah, very much aiming to get, this is 300 wood today, which is good. So the other thing that they added, I think in 1.3, is that stumps now give you foraging levels as well. So foraging I found to be one of the hardest things to get to level 10 on, or not so much the hardest, but it takes the longest amount of time. Because basically there's only a finite amount of forage items in the world every day, and then the only other way to get foraging skills was to chop down trees. Now it just gives you an extra little bit of boost of skill or experience, because the stumps, when you chop them down as well, they now also give you an extra bit of XP, is my understanding. So it should just help us get a little bit of skills, a little bit of XP, a little bit faster. So if I was being optimizing absolutely completely, I would only be chopping the tops of these trees down, because basically per energy spent you get more wood when you chop down the tops of the trees than when you chop down the stump. You know, that's just a really minor optimization, but I just don't think it's worth it. I just like clearing out the trees as well. You know, yes, I'm trying to optimize to earn as much money, but you can take it so far. So I don't know why it is, but at some point in the day, I always just seem to stop getting these seeds. Like you would have noticed when I first started, you get 2 per tree that you cut down. And then for some arbitrary reason, which I'm yet to understand why, you just completely stop getting them. Now originally I thought it was time of day that triggered that, but it seems to be like an amount per day, because I've got you know, these seeds being dropped for me, you know, at like 10 o'clock at night before. Whereas now you can see they've already stopped at around midday. How are we going for energy? I am going to have to make some field snacks, I think. Yeah, I am. Alright, well, let's just make all of these into field snacks. I don't want to use them all, but we'll have a couple. Maybe, yeah, maybe just 2. And we'll keep clearing out trees nearby. I'm not going to chop the wood on the ground, those little twig bits, because, you know, each 1 axe hit only gives you 1. It's really not energy efficient to do it that way. Much better to chop these trees down. Alright, I think maybe 1 more tree after this. I think they give you 17. So maybe this and then maybe 1 stump. Oh, look at that, I was right. Okay, 1 more. And I wasted energy. It's also good to get sap, because you need sap for fertilizer. Alright, so what are we going to grab? So, I think we're just going to do... I might even grab the bamboo pole, because we might do some fishing. So what I'm thinking is I'll check for the spring onions, because we haven't done that yet. We've basically just gone straight into chopping wood today. Oh, are you serious? They've blocked off my path. But I think because we got that a little bit of energy, I used a little bit, like 1 more field snack than I probably needed to use. We might use that remainder energy doing fishing. The reason for that is because today that it's raining, in the evening in spring when it rains, you have a chance to get eels, and eels sell for quite a bit. Oh, hey Keeson, welcome to the stream. Thanks, yeah. I haven't done a lot of streaming in the past, so, you know, if you've got any comments or tips or anything at all, happy to receive feedback. But yeah, welcome to the stream. We're up to day 3 now. Going pretty well, and we just got a lot of spring onions. So yeah, I think fishing is the way to go. Fishing is going to be the way to go. I could fish in the river to try to get a catfish, but there's no way I'd succeed in actually catching it. I think I'd like to get my fishing skill up a little bit before I try catfish. You know, I'd like to think I'm reasonably good at fishing, but yeah, the catfish is certainly not going to happen. I wonder if she's far enough away. She is, good. But nothing in the trash cans. Still nothing. So I am recording this as well, so I will probably add these to YouTube, just because, like, if people do start enjoying, you know, this concept of 2 mil in year 1, they might be interested in, you know, what I did on day 1, 2, and 3, etc. And this is a way of sort of showing that. Now, even though I spent 300 wood to get here, I got 1 coral. That's just terrible. Normally, when it's a day that it's raining, you seem to get like 5 or 6, and they gave me 1. So, not happy. But that's alright. That's alright. And pretty good so far. What time of day is it for where you are? Where I am, it's now 9:45 in the morning. Doing some fishing. But yeah, we're aiming for eels tonight. I'm not sure what time of day eels start to come out. I don't know if it's 5 or 7, but I know I think it's in the evening. 4 p.m. in Dallas, nice. I struggle with time zones a bit because for me it's Sunday, so I kept trying to want to say, yeah, I'm streaming on Sunday, but for most other people in the world it's actually Saturday. So I'm streaming on Saturday, but which is a weird concept to me because it's actually Sunday. I'm a bit tired too because I stayed up last night playing Total War Warhammer with one of my mates. Played a campaign together. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Alright, we're going to go for this chest. What do you reckon? We're going to get coal, we're going to get bait. I reckon we'll get coal and bait. Maybe a geode. I think treasure chests are linked to fishing level, and the higher your level, the better items you get. Alright, well I was sort of close. We did get coal. Now, because we're starting to run out of inventory space and also energy, I think I'm going to eat that seaweed, and I might eat this gold spring onion too. So gold's quality give you extra energy back. I struggle most of the time. Witch buddy? What do you mean by witch buddy? Did I say buddy? I didn't mean to say buddy. Right. Do we reckon I'll get some eels? I'm hoping I do. We'll probably know when we have an eel because they'll probably be a little bit harder to try to catch. You know, for instance, that was pretty easy, so that might be a sardine. No, a herring. Actually, I think I'll try to guess each fish as I'm catching it. I'm not sure what you mean by which buddy. Did I say buddy, did I? Alright, come on, be an eel. Oh, yeah, this is probably an eel. Just because that came up really, really fast. And I think eels are worth like 80 gold or something, like they're quite good. Oh, which mate was I playing with? I was playing with my mate, Pug. It's not his real name, but that's his nickname. Good old Pug. I was playing as Norska, and I think he was Throg, which is a bit of fun. First eel. Keep checking my energy situation. I think fishing takes about 10 to 12 energy, so I will have to eat something after this catch, I think. A halibut. Oh, I got 22 energy, never mind. Okay, that one only used 8 energy. Pug is good. Pug is very good. So yeah, pretty slow going when just fishing, and with the music not playing, it's pretty bland. I was sort of thinking about adding some, you know, non-copyright music to the stream. Maybe I will in future. If people are interested in that, I can do it just as some chill background music. But because I was sort of posting this on YouTube, I didn't want to put too much, or plan to possibly post it on YouTube. I didn't want to put too much music on in case there's like copyright issues. I think we'll go one more fish and then we'll head home. Just because I don't really want to eat more food. And the day's starting to come to an end. But I'm pretty pleased. We've got 2 halibut, which is like the fish that sell reasonably well, as well as 2 eels. So I think that was worthwhile. And we unlocked the coral area, I suppose. Why did that? I must have checked that bin before. I'm just going to get rid of this fiber, because fiber is not going to be a problem for us. And we'll head home. I'm pretty pleased with that. That was quite a successful day 3. Chopped down all the wood. Yes, we only got 1 coral, but we got extra eels. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll sell these in here and then pick up that other forage item, the dandelion. And we are going to have a little bit of time left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly check up the area above my farm to see if there's any forageable items up there while we've got an extra couple of hours before we start to lose energy for the next day. I really like to maximize you you know, the time I spend every day and the amount of energy I use. You know, I come up here, there might be one leak or something, maybe you get an extra 40 gold. You know, you do that, you know, let's say 10 times in the first 20 days, maybe you get an extra like 500 gold. It's not a lot, but when you use that to then buy seeds to make more money, it does add up pretty quickly. And it's not like we're going to be using the time to do anything else, so might as well. In this circumstance, we didn't actually find anything, but that's okay. It's still worth checking. Alright, well I could do a little bit of cleaning up around the farm. We've got 6 energy, so let's make sure we use every last little bit of that. 4 energy is enough to use one more swing. 3, we only used 1 energy last time, but I'm not going to risk it. So what's our next day going to be? Next day will be probably, do we want to do fishing or do we want to do foraging? I'm not really sure what would be better or worse. Maybe we'll do a combination of both again. Is there anything else we need to sell? Yes, there is. I thought there was. I don't know why I put it in the chest. But yeah, I think that's a pretty successful day 3. And we got level 2 foraging and level 2 fishing. So getting that up pretty quickly. And 650 gold for day 3 is pretty good. Pretty good. Especially considering we unlocked, you know, the coral area. Okay, so I'd like to apologize for joking. Yep, that's okay, Robin. That's all good. So I think we will go fishing, but I'll check the spring onions again. So I think day 4 will be very similar to day 2. We'll do some checking for a few forageable items, then we'll do some fishing, sell some stuff at Pierre's, buy more stuff from Pierre, and then, yeah, plant and water the garden. So yeah, the theme is very much get the crops going, get as much crops as possible, as quickly as possible. I need to check what day the, what is it, the egg festival is on, or whatever that first festival is. It's important because strawberries are really good money, so I want to make sure that the crops that I'm growing are finished the day before that festival, so that all the crops that I'm growing, I get the money just prior to the festival, so that I can use that money to purchase strawberry seeds. If I have like a whole stack of kale that I grow and it finishes after that festival, you know, I'd probably be better off going parsnips or something else instead. Because strawberries are the big money maker in Spring Year 1. I could probably carry my hoe around with me. I haven't, you know, so I'll pick these up later. Not doing very well in the whole using this area department, but a sea urchin, I think they sell for like 100, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I think it is worth taking day 3 out to finish that walkway, because it's just, it gives you the option every day out thereafter to consider using it. So back to fishing. So yeah, fishing doesn't make for the most exciting things to do, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Hopefully we can get some treasure chests. At least then it sort of gives a little bit of an interesting factor. Could you get some potatoes as well? Probably. Probably. Why, do you want me to get potatoes? Do you have a big fan of potatoes, are you? So other things we need to be mindful of in Spring Year 1, I do want to get a cauliflower of gold quality, because that's what I use in the luau, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't feel the need to plant cauliflower yet, we've got plenty of time within the month to get that for the cauliflower. Also, if you get 5 artifacts, I think it's 5 artifacts, it might be 10, and you hand it in, the reward for that is 10 cauliflower seeds. So we'll be definitely getting cauliflower by default anyway. Love potatoes. Well, maybe I'll get you some potatoes then. I try not to be completely monoculture with the things that I farm. I like to sort of change it up a little bit. You know, once again, if you do the 100% optimization, maybe you pick 1 or 2 crops. But, you know, for that extra little bit of optimization, I don't think it makes a major difference. Now the geode. So yeah, once again, we're fishing till about 2:30. Potatoes. Randy potato gating. So I'm assuming I should be getting some potatoes for you as well. We're just talking about the particular crops that I should be buying from Pierre today, which I've sort of been going for kale, but I might switch to potatoes. But it's day 4. I think potatoes have 6-day growth, and the festival's on the 12th, so we've got time to buy potatoes. I'm not sure exactly just yet when I want to get the backpack. Sort of when I start going mining a lot, the backpack becomes really useful, because when you're mining, you get all sort of different gems, you get geodes, you get different stones as well as ores. Your bag can fill up very, very quickly, and just about everything from the mine you want to keep. So it's really helpful to have the extra bag inventory space when you go mining. But if we don't have it for the first couple of days we go mining, that would be okay too. Okay, 11:30. So I'm going to guess this is a sardine that we perfected. No, it's a herring. So, I think out of these 3, herrings sell for more than sardines and anchovies. But halibut definitely sells for the most, I think. Come on. Seaweed, however, we're not going to sell at all. I think it sells for about 5, and it gives you 13 energy back. So yeah, basically from what I'm doing at the moment, seaweed and spring onions are going to be my primary energy source. Selling all the fish to make all dem monies. Actually got quite a lot more fish so far than I thought we would. So yeah, maybe if we get about 500 gold again, that'd be good. Be able to buy a whole series of potatoes. I suppose the other reason why I prefer kale over potatoes is you buy a lot more potatoes with your gold than you do kale, which means you have more things to water when you go the potato route. So you need more. It uses more energy to get about the same money back. Whereas kale, you need less energy to sort of manage it. So that's the other reason why I prefer kale. But I'm happy to get a little bit of potatoes. But I probably won't spend all my money on potatoes. Because there's no point getting 3,000 potato seeds if I can't actually water them all. You know, I prefer that over the fiber. Now I could just run in and sell all the fish to Willy right now to clear up some inventory space, but you know, I'm only going to get like one more fish anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Just hopped off Stardew. How's your Stardew series going? I was watching someone else stream. Isn't it? I'll have to check. Oh yeah, it is too, because you just swing your scythe. Yep. Okay, how much did we get? We had, I think we got about 700 gold, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I was watching someone stream early today when I was doing some practice runs, you know, testing some settings and all that sort of stuff. And I was fishing at the same time they were fishing, so it was just really annoying because every time their thing would go off, I would like reel in my my thing. In the market for delicious parsnip. I think we might be able to do that one. So yeah, I made lots of like errors while fishing because of that. Alright, let's sell the horseradish. Alright, so let's see. Potatoes take 6 days. Kale take 6 days. You know, maybe I'll get 10 potatoes for those potato lovers out there. Oh, nice. What's the challenge that you're going for? Should I get a parsnip seed? No, I'm not that interested. Friends arrive. What time are your friends getting there? I could donate that to Gunther, but I can't be bothered walking down to Gunther just yet. Actually, one thing I don't actually know the answer to, what day does the community center open up? Because I'm pretty sure you have to walk into the city via that way in order for it to actually unlock the cutscene. But I don't really know when that is. I think that's all I need. So we're going to do watering first. About 11-ish. Cool. I'm actually really curious to see the other challenges people play as far as, you know, what they achieve in year one, because there's not too many people out there that have set those sort of how much gold in X time frame challenges. 3 Mill Community Center, Monster Slayer, date every eligible. Geez, that sounds pretty difficult. I don't think I'd be able to do that. 5th if not rating. Okay, cool. Thanks. 5th if not rating. Okay, I'll check that on the 5th then. So where are you up to in your challenge then, Randy? How are you progressing? Are you in winter and going really, really well? I'd be curious to know what other people can get. Alright, so our energy situation is looking pretty grim. Pretty grim indeed. So let's have all these seaweed because I think we're probably going to use it. I'm sure you'll have a whole slew of tips that you'll be able to provide to me as well. So if you see anything that I sort of think is the right way and you have a different approach, I'd be curious to hear. Oh yeah, cool. Well, so far, do you think, you know, what I've spent on each day is what you would probably do, or would you do things a bit differently? You know, for example, do you like potatoes or do you like kale? I think I went with potatoes in my last series, but I'm thinking kale is probably better now based on, you know, some further knowledge. Yeah, see, energy situation's not looking great. Not looking great at all. I really don't want to eat a field snack though, if I can avoid it. we might just get away. Now, I can't remember, did I go check the spring onions this morning? I think I did. I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Alright, so how much energy do we have left? 9. So I might be able to clear up a few of these little boulders around the place, because as you can see, my farm's looking a little bit average. So there we go, that's that cutscene for the geode I was talking about. We found a geode. 5, 3, that'll do. And let's keep the scythe on us, just in case. Oh, okay, cool. I fish all day 2-4. Pass to get the profit boost by the end of the round. Okay. 6k on day 5, wow. What am I on? 2.6, okay. Yes, that's probably a better way of starting then. I think at some point you do have to chop down that wood, but maybe you're right, maybe it is better to do fishing. Yeah, it's probably not a bad thing. I suppose the other thing I like doing farming for, even just for the sake of farming, is it levels your farming skill so you can get kegs as quickly as possible, because that's obviously where the real money is. So even if you're not getting a huge amount of gold. But yeah, like a lot of people I've spoken to, they all seem to think fishing's the way to go. But the problem with fishing is it doesn't, what's the word? Like it's static in the amount of money you can make from it. Like you can make 10k a day maybe, but it's very hard to then, you know, utilize your skills to then sort of accelerate that. Whereas with farming, you do the farming, then you get kegs, then you get casks. So it's not just the farming itself, it sort of gives you other opportunities to make money from that original skill. If they made, you know, a machine that used fish to make something else, yeah, plus farming can be a bit boring, so I didn't really want to do a stream where I just fished for 30 days in spring. But I would be curious to know how you went. Yeah, okay. So you basically just fish for the first 4 days to get a lot of money to set your whole farming scenario up. ASAP. Well, that would make sense. So in that case, you'd probably hold off opening up the second part of the beach until a little bit later, which is probably fair enough. Yeah. Yep. That's a fair point. I sort of changed where I've sort of used the mines. So the mines, obviously, when you run out of energy, I used to just sort of go home and look for forage items. But what I've been doing now is basically just going to level, I think it's 21, then say, I think 41 or something like that, and then just farming both kills, because you can get ancient seeds from the bugs, and also you get a lot of quartz, and so I just keep flicking between the levels and resetting the levels, and I found that actually is quite useful. You can actually get a lot of kills very quickly. It also helps you get yeah, ancient seeds, but also the weapon, which makes going down the mines much easier as well. Alright, day 5. Don't really have any plans for day 5. So the other, if you want to be real min-max. Oh, really? Is that actually better, is it? Maybe I'll have to check this Tushy out. Come on, yes, I'll take the cat. I wonder if anyone doesn't take the cat. Like, it's like, no, I don't want a cat. Just not going to happen. It's a lot. Yeah, I don't really want to do resets. Alright, what's the plan for Friday? Obviously, sell these parsnips. The other good thing is, so far we haven't had a crow, so we should be able to get a scarecrow tomorrow, and we haven't got a single crow, so that should be good. So, are we going to do another day of fishing? I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking yes. Yeah, I'm thinking yes. So basically, watch the bundles. Speed runs never gets the pets, and it makes me sad. Oh, really? Surely this. Well, I suppose it. Okay, so it mustn't be day 5 then, because I just walked through there. Unless you have to go after a certain amount of time. Got some new items in stock. Yes, I don't care, Jojo Mart. So Randy, basically you, rather than stop at say 2:30 fishing and buying the seeds on that day to sort of, you know, get your growth done faster, you would just get the extra money from fishing, I would assume. I will say I do find fishing a little bit boring. Like, I don't mind a couple of days of it, but you know, massive full days gets a bit bland. Well, this was a good day for spring onions. Oh, come on. There we go. So yeah, that was a good day for spring onions. Got 18 of them, which is good. And it's good that the gold give you a lot more energy. They just about nearly give double. So yeah, ticking along. Another thing I don't really know is, you know, is river fishing better than sea fishing in spring? I basically just do sea fishing because Willie's right there to sell stuff to. Getting 2 chests. Alright, let's have a quick look over here. So far, this hasn't really been worthwhile, it's fair to say. Like, I think if I doing it on day 3, and you get like 5 forage items on that day, probably makes that worthwhile. But I think I probably should have fished instead, knowing, you know, how little items I got from there. But anyway, you never really know. You never really know. Day 6. Oh, wow, 81 strawberries. Okay, I normally get about 60 strawberries. I'll see how many I get this time round, but normally it's about 60, I think. I think she's going good. She's not in the room with me. I don't know where she's gone. For those that are interested, Nova is Nova, which is my cat. Or our cat. Come on. Yeah, I don't think I could do... Is it? Yeah, I can't catch catfish in early levels. I need about level 4, and even then, like, I'd probably fail it most of the time. Generally by about, I think, level 6, I can catch it reasonably consistently. But yeah, I wouldn't go close to a catfish now. In fact, I don't think it's just me or probably even yourself. Like, you get unlucky. I don't think it's even possible. You just can't move the bar up and down fast enough in the early days. Mountain Lake is most profitable. Okay. And what days the mine open up? It's about now, isn't it? I think it's about now. So day 5. So basically, yeah, okay, cool. Well, I might do some mining tomorrow then. Depending on how everything else goes. Definitely going to throw that newspaper out. For sure. Another thing, do you actually plant wild seeds? Because I'm not convinced they're a huge benefit. The reason for that is it takes up a lot of your energy watering them. So I'm not sure whether or not it's just instead of planting them, plant extra kale or potatoes, and use that instead. But don't know. Like I said, I don't really do maths to sort of compare everything. Generally speaking, it's more a bit of just a guide and a hunch. Yeah, I sell the seeds themselves for money, but sometimes I plant them, sometimes I don't plant them. It's whether or not planting them is a good idea or not. Yeah, mushroom level's pretty strong. I didn't know that when I did my 1.1 playthrough, and I spent ages in winter just like chopping down trees to try to get max skills year 1, because foraging is like the hardest thing to get in year 1, because you just run out of, like, you stop getting forage items because they're just not worth your time, and then you sort of like level 8 in winter and you're like, oh no, need lots of things. But yeah, I might use the mushroom level instead, for sure. Plus it's good gold. Like, it's pretty good gold. Alright, let's go one more fish. Let's go one more fish. If I don't catch it by 3, I'm just going to leave. If I don't catch it by 3, just going to leave. $10 mil run, like, is that 10 mil in year 1 or something, is it? I wouldn't have even thought that was possible. Mushrooms in spring. Yeah, okay. I see. Oh wow. That's pretty impressive. Largemouth bass is pretty good. That'll sell for a bit. If only I got that before I went to Willy. Alright, let's sell all the parsnips. And I think I'm going to go the kale. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, definitely I'll have to check him out then. That's pretty cool. I suppose I'm trying not to do it with like too many cheesy things. Like, I'm not saying that's necessarily cheesy, but I want to like try to keep the run as close to like a normal playthrough, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's just making an excuse or not, but I don't know. Spending all time fishing doesn't sound that appealing to me. Spending a lot of time just searching for mushrooms. It's not exactly what I'm trying to do. So does he just go for the money, or does he go for, I got an extra pass. Or does he go for like level 10 everything, community center? I suppose he'd have time to do that later, I guess. And you probably get max foraging by the, you call it the mushrooms anyway. But he probably wouldn't do fishing then, I guess. Not, like I said, I haven't seen him, but I would assume he doesn't do fishing then. Do the mushrooms like always spawn on the same day to start with? Like I know they move, I think it's down a level every day. But do they start on the same spot every day? Or do you have to find them first, and then that's like the tricky part, and once you have them, it's just easy. Alright, Friday at 6 o'clock. Water all our gardens. Now, I could go fishing again, which I don't really want to. I think I'll do the same thing. Let's just check for forage items. Maybe I'll grab the hoe this time. It's random. Yeah, okay. Oh, really? So yeah, I'd have to do a few restarts then if that's the case. That's pretty annoying. So when you say rushes for the upgraded pickaxe, how does he do that? Like, does he, like, where does he get the copper from? Surely he doesn't buy it, because that'd be heaps of money. And the mine opens up on day 5. So day 5 he goes mining. Tell you what, if I saw a cauliflower here, I'd be so shattered. Oh, not cauliflower, cabbage. He buys. How does he get the money to do that? You must, like, does he just straight up fish for money and then buys it that way, I guess? Then what does he use for food? I have so many questions. I better just watch his thing. Oh, for real? Wow. I've already been down here. Got one mixed seed, which is pretty cool. Just checking all the trees as running by. Wow. Oh yeah, I suppose I could sell the fiber. Probably not going to though. Maybe I should redo my actual playthrough summary, because it's not, I'm not trying to optimize every single thing in this. It's sort of just a more chill playthrough, but a chill playthrough with goals, I guess. Alright, I'm up to 4 mixed seeds. This is pretty good. I should have come over here other days, actually. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go for 10 mil. But it would be pretty fun. Well, I don't know, I haven't seen what it looks like. If it's lots of resets and lots of trying to get catfish, that doesn't sound too fun to me, but it would be pretty cool to get that done. But yeah, like getting everything, like the rod of whatever it is. Yeah. But when you say you did like the 6 mil, like do you get other things at the same time in your playthrough? Or is it very much just fishing, farming, kegs? You know, you're not talking to people, you don't get other skills, it's just very much regimented, this is what I must do. Because I'm not really that interested in doing that, but if it is, you know, doing that while doing those other things, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we have a little bit of energy left over. Let's maybe use our pick on a few things. 13. I think I could probably get 3 mil. Like I think in my series I got like 2.3 or something, and that was not really optimized, and you know, I was getting friendship points up with like 8 different people and all sorts of things that I probably wouldn't do if I was just going to go for money in this little challenge. Level 1 farming, level 3 fishing. Largemouth bass is pretty cool, just got it out of rubbish bin, extra 100 gold, that's what you're after. Alright, weather report. You know, some days I check the TV, some days I don't. The spirits are very happy, which honestly makes me want to go to the mine. But is it going to be a good idea? How much food do I have? You know what, we're going to go mining. Whether it's a good idea or not, it's going to happen. So let's do some mining, I think. So days that I go mining, I like to water my garden first rather than mine come back. Gives you a bit more certainty around how much energy you need, plus it's probably the way to go anyway. Going there to the mine, timing wise, is a bit RNG. You know, you want to hit those 5 levels to unlock the next one. You don't want to get caught out where you don't have enough time to water your plants. I think that parsnip that I got I might actually keep for the community center. Might actually keep for the community center, I think. Ah, 2 left. Alright, I think I need extra wood for a scarecrow, 50 wood. Okay. So we're going to get a scarecrow before I leave. Actually, before I do anything else, let's grab those field snacks. So I know I need acorns. Alright, now, knowing where my energy situation is, we're probably not going to get it, but normally I like to get to level 15 in the mine on my first day in there, but I suspect that's not going to happen. If I get to level 10, that'll be pretty good. Might have to chop a maple tree down next. Yeah, let's chop down one of these maple trees. And I think I'm not going to bother with this stump because we don't really need to. Alright, where's the scarecrow? Did I just get a quest done for that? Oh, sweet. And getting started. Brilliant. All the monies. Okay. Okay, so what do we want for the mine? We just want the pickaxe and the sword. The sword's going to be inventory slot 1. So let's grab all our food, I think, just in case we need it. Yeah, I know, that's heaps of spring onions. It's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, and you know what I might do, just to check if the community center's there today as well. I might go through here as well. I want to fish up some energy before I head in. I think I'll be okay. But yeah, I'll just have to see how I go. So I think I'll go through the community center while I'm doing this anyway. Because I do want to finish that seed one, because that gives you a huge boost of gold. Well, not a huge boost of gold, but a decent sized boost of gold. You know, while we're walking, let's just eat a few rather than eating like 20 of them all at once, which can be a bit annoying and tedious. I'm pretty sure time stops when you're eating anyway, so it shouldn't matter. Probably eat the gold ones first, just because that'll open up some inventory space faster. Let's chat to Linus, because he can give you sashimi, which turns cheap fish into slightly less cheap fish. Now I should chop down some wood to put a chest in the mine, but like I said, I'm just going to keep skipping these cutscenes. Not really that interested in doing them. I'll move you to there. Okay, and let's see how far we go down the mine. That was easy. Now I think today was spirits are quite pleased, so that's another reason why I want to go mining today. Now, I don't know why. Do I have the slime one? No. One time I went down the mine, I don't know what it is, but normally you get a quest enter the Adventurers Guild to kill 10 slime. The version of that quest I got was to kill like 10 Duggies, and I have no idea why that was, because, yeah, it was very strange. And I wasn't very pleased that that was the case, because getting 10 Duggies is quite annoying. Yeah, eat all option would be pretty good too. Alright. Yeah, like is that a bug, or is that what other people get as well? Because that, I didn't think that was supposed to happen. You know, I am going to pick up that algae. Oh, you silly thing. Just because I'm going to eat it. Why is this not letting me eat it? What is going on? What's happened with my game? That was weird. Oh, it was a known bug, okay. Kill rock crabs, wow. That'd be terrible. Tell you what though, we've got some pretty good luck. We're already down to level 4. Maybe we can get to level 15. The annoying thing about quartz is that it comes in a different quality. I wish quartz was just one quality, because I pretty much always turn into refined quartz. So getting the extra quality only adds to my inventory space. So let's see, deeper in the mine. Isn't there... Where did you get the quest for the Adventurers Guild? I thought you started with it. would have been so bad to kill 10 rock crabs. I like getting in the Adventurers Guild because I normally get the sword from killing all the bugs. I find that quite useful. Yeah, that would be amazing if you got that sword. Oh, look at that, brilliant. Now the question is, should I even spend time killing the slime? And the answer probably is no. So why did I do it? I don't know. Alright, how much do we care about bug meat? I'm thinking not at all. We'll get plenty of bug meat in the future for when we need it. We will probably throw away the slime and the sap if our inventory starts to become a problem. Do I care about the copper? Probably not. I just want to go deep in the mine. Getting levels is what it's all about. Will, however, do want that coal. We don't need the wood. Don't need slime. Ooh, the question is, do we want the geode? Geode or sap? Let's go geode. So level 9, and it's 4 o'clock. We might be able to get level 15. We'll see how lucky we get. Our energy situation is looking pretty solid, because I've been able to get quite a few levels without actually needing to mine, either via killing enemies or just having them pre-existingly there. So it's been pretty good. There we go. What is this? Can't even remember. Let's just chuck that. How do we chuck it on the ground? Boots. Yep, the boots are good. And they're even better because they don't take up an inventory spot. Brilliant. So yeah, level 11 I like to farm bugs and stuff on when I run out of energy on a day. I find it's not too bad. Really want a better sword though, because doing this damage is just pathetic. But we did get a ladder. You know what, let's get this. I'm not going to kill that slime though, even if he attacks me. 6 energy. I'm kind of tempted to eat this horseradish. I won't, but I am tempted. Just because it's taking up inventory space. Oh, I love level 12. It's so good. You go straight to the minecart and you get coal, and the ladder's always in the same spot. You could just take that one, but I kind of want to get the coal. Plus, I am pretty pleased about getting this copper. Not going to bother with the slime though. Up to 3 quartz. We got a pretty decent amount of secondary items. Now the question is, should I keep any of these earth crystals? I'm thinking I'll probably just get rid of them all, as in sell them all. I think you use them for, is it mayonnaise makers or cheese makers or whatever it is, something like that. So we do need some eventually, but we'll get some again in the future, and I could use the gold early game more than I need to save them for later. Might keep one to give to Gunther, because we're getting close to having 5 to be able to get cauliflower seeds. Rock crab. So I only need one more level to get to level 15. I actually thought I was going to struggle to get to level 15, but we got that pretty easily. Speaking of which, here we are. So now the question is, do we try to get to level 20? I think we do try. I don't expect us to get there, but if we did, that would be an amazing mining day 1. I very, very rarely get down 20 levels in one day. But we might be able to. This is looking very promising. We also haven't needed to eat any field snacks yet, which is also really good. This is looking very good. Only 2 more levels to go. Tell you what, if we got like an ancient seed today as well, that would be absolutely amazing. Oh, look at that. Just quickly kill those bugs. We are probably going to get to level 20. Now that I say that, if we get down to level 19 and then spend ages, hard part is about reaching one day is how long. You can get lucky though and get like a ladder up early. So like if we get like a ladder now, that would be amazing. The question is, how late do I stay here if it takes me a while? You know, do I want to push to like 2 o'clock because I'm so close? Well, hopefully it just happens so we don't have to worry about that decision. Or I just die by bugs before then. Now I'm leaving like these two. If that's like where it is and where it spawns, I'll be shattered. Oh, perfect. So let's check that. I'm pretty sure you get the sword, don't you? So it means I'm gonna have to give something up, which is probably gonna be that. Or should I just get rid of the rusty sword? Normally I keep them, but I don't know. What do you reckon? Should I just throw away the rusty sword? I don't really need it now that I've got this. Rusty sword or geode? Anyone got a strong opinion, a strong view? I kind of want to keep the rusty sword because it's sort of like my first sword. Yeah, the geode's definitely worth more. But it's more, do I want to keep it or not? I'll kind of keep it. It's like a collector's thing. 1 geode's not going to be a big deal. We are not going to fight this. So I think just before we leave the mine, I might just do one quick run on level 11 to see. No, nothing there of interest. Oh, are you both saying geode? Does that mean I should go back and grab it? Oh, no, it's gone. Sorry. Oh, geode's gone. Rip geode. I think we should be able to get back in time. I think we should. Yeah, I definitely need a mine chest. I don't know, just haven't been wanting to use the extra energy on wood just yet. Anyway, regardless, we got 20 levels, which is ridiculous. So, we've got another decision. What do we do? Do we sell both the topaz for the money, or do we keep one to give to Gunther? And same, do we keep one of these for Gunther, or do we sell them? Decisions, guys, decisions. Got a fair bit of energy left over. So, we're going to sell all of them or keep one? Sell all of them and keep one. Do you guys have a strong opinion? There, I'm just going to keep all of them because you need those for sprinklers. We selling the extra topaz. Those are like the cheapest minerals, good to donate. For real. You know, I'll keep one then. Alright, I'm going to keep one of each. Let's just keep one. And while I'm here, we're going to keep the pickaxe. Might grab an axe. Just because we're going to do a little bit cleaning up. You know, let's sell them. I'm not really that interested in gifting items to people yet. Just expanding our little section over here. I know that's really inefficient, but doing it anyway. That'll do. Let's go to bed before we lose too much energy. How many other artifacts do we have? Well, I've got, I think, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just need one more. And we've got the geodes, so by the time it's in the geodes, and yeah, we'll have enough. Pat the cat. Go to bed. Level 1 mining. Not a combat level. Well, that's a decent amount of gold. 280. So yeah, they're 50 each. It's not bad. Better than nothing. Is it raining? No, it's not raining. It's Clive. How you going, Clive? Yep. Yep, thank you. Blueprints are nice. Learned how to make the furnace. Thanks, Clive. Come on, you can go now. I think it's, what is it? It's copper and stone. Stone. Yeah, the question is, should I make 2? I'm thinking I'll only make 1 for the moment. Actually, let's keep these on me. And I need that. So it's day 7, which means if I buy more kale, it won't be ready. Won't be ready. So let's keep that 1 potato. So the question is, do I want to spend some money getting parsnips? Because they will be ready. Or is that just going to be a pain and I'm adding too much to water for the amount of money I'll get back from the parsnips? So I could either spend more time mining or more time watering parsnips. I'm thinking I won't get parsnips and instead spend the extra energy mining. I don't know. I think that's probably the way to go. I also need to get a backpack soon too. So if I save the money and buy a backpack rather than seeds at all, that might be a way to go as well. How much money will I get from this actually? Like, am I going to be close to being able to buy a backpack today? I might actually be. By the time I get some forage items and then maybe some fishing, I might actually have enough to buy the backpack today. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Alright, let's go. Let's put all these away. You know what, I'm going to grab this horseradish just in case I luck out and get other things that I can turn into, what do you call it? Wild seeds that I can sell for that little extra gold. But I think I'm going to try to get the backpack today. Like kale sells for close to 100 or more than 100 because you buy it for 70. So that'll be like, you know, over 1,000 just there, which means I only need like 400 from foraging or so. And the backpack will be very helpful. Alright. Nothing too exciting there. Alright, let's see the wizard. Because we might even get lucky to get the whole community center bundle and then sell that. It's locked. Does that mean he's not open on Sunday? Isn't that what my quest is? What's my quest? Oh no, he sees you, doesn't he? He comes... Wait, now I'm confused. How does that work? I thought I went to the community center yesterday, and then overnight, isn't someone meant to give you a letter? Did I not check my mailbox? Maybe I didn't check my mailbox. Like something, like that's meant to trigger a cutscene or something to get you to go to the wizard. I'm sure. Because we definitely did the community center thing yesterday, and I definitely walked over to that chest. Well, not the chest, the like hand or anything place. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll check my mail. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot. Or I just missed the mail. Getting a lot of horseradish. If only we can get a leek and a dandelion. Or just lots of mixed seeds. Where are we going? I don't really want to go back to him now though. Like, I've already been down there, checked for forage items. Seems to be a bit of a waste of time. I also missed these two for watering. I have not done very well this morning. And today. I missed too many things. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's a bit of a worry. There we go. Slay 10 slimes. Well, I got lucky. I got the slime one. Alright, what are the things that I need? So we're going to go to Pierre's. Do we have any other? We got more potatoes, so I can sell that potato because we're going to get more for the community center later. Got the bean for community center. I think we're going to have enough for this backpack. Could reset the day. I could reset the day. I'm not going to though. I don't really want to make it that optimal. So does anyone want to do the math for me to work out, have I got enough money in my current inventory to get the backpack? Or do I need extra? Because if that's the case, I probably should have brought my fishing rod. Ooh, if we can find a leak. If we can find a leak. Just need a leak. Actually, this should be easily enough. Let's meet Haley. So it's 1 o'clock, so we've still got a fair bit more time to check areas. So we might even check by the beach. Might even check by the beach. Also check these quick rubbish bins. Nope, nothing. No to the math. Well, that's a bit disappointing. No, I'm pretty sure I've got enough. Pretty sure I've got enough. And I can still sell these to Willie. I think. And I should get something over here that I can sell to Willie. 1 coral. This has really not paid off well. This is very much not paid off well. Might even have some money left over to buy some seeds. And if that's the case, should I get parsnip seeds? Yeah, easy enough, easy enough. And yes, I can see all the worms. I'll get them at some point. Jojo Cola. Keep forgetting to do those missions or objectives. Okay. Easily enough. I don't even need to sell the potato. Okay, so we are going to get this backpack. Just going to make mining so much easier. But the question is, do I sell more? Yes, yes. And I'm even going to sell this potato, and we are going to buy some things. So maybe I'll just get 10 parsnips. Or do... What do I need money for? I need money... I could just straight up save all the money for... No, I'm going to save it. Go on and save it. So, I haven't really planned this day out very well. I should have probably go mining now, but you know, I didn't bring my pick and stuff. So maybe I'll go fishing instead in the river. Might as well drink that. Or should I spend this? Maybe I'll spend this day woodcutting. So I think we'll get these, and one of those is bound to be a leek. So we'll make those wild seeds and then sell them that way. Okay, let's get that and that. Because I think part of the reason why I didn't get parsnips is it's less energy I need to spend, less time, and can use that time in the mine. I really want to get down the mine. Really want to get down the mine. But we are going to need this wood for things like tappers. No worries. Thanks for coming along. I think this will probably be my last day. I did say I was going to stream for 2 hours, and this is pretty much 2 hours. So I might just finish up this day. And yeah, call that stream on. Which I'm pretty pleased with how it's gone, really. Pretty pleased. So yeah, we need wood for tappers, we need wood for the coop and the barn, upgrading the house, all that sort of stuff. So I think days like today is not necessarily a bad day to do some wood cutting. But I am going to run out of energy pretty soon, so I might actually go to the mine, which sounds a little bit counterintuitive, going into the mine with no energy. But I like to kill bugs and hopefully get an ancient seed, so that's going to be my plan. I'll bring the pickaxe just in case, and I'll bring some spring onions just in case. Cat does not look happy. That's, or maybe it's very happy because it's just chilling there. Alright, 6 o'clock, so by the time we get there it'll be about 8. Which means we'll probably only have about 3 hours in the mine. But I can't really think of what else to do with low energy, so yeah. Thanks, Reed. What's the best way to earn money when starting off? That's a very good question. I've been discussing it in my chat actually. While doing this stream, it depends on what you're. If you're only after getting gold, it seems to be coming down the mine and getting mushrooms and then farming mushrooms every level, as well as getting your farming up, seems to be one of the best options. I haven't watched him, but someone was talking about a streamer called Tushi, which I've never seen, but they were talking about him in the chat, who's going to get 10 mil in year 1. And they're the types of strats he seems to be using. Whereas I'm like, that's just for getting gold, whereas I'm trying not to just get gold. So for me, day 1, you know, it's sort of about spending your time to constantly getting things that give you more money. So utilizing all your energy every day, using all your time every day, using foraging as like a free item, from time to time. But yeah, I like to do fishing to be able to use the fish to buy more seeds, but generally speaking, farming gives you the most money, generally speaking. But early days, it can be good to rush the mine to get to the mushroom level, because once you've got that unlocked and you get the mushrooms every day, that gives you a huge boost of gold without needing to spend any energy. But yeah, there's some guides out there, I think. But it depends what you want to do. If you want to just get lots of money but do it without fishing for ages, because sometimes fishing can be really good, I like to just do a little bit different things. But it's about knowing how to use your energy. When you've got, if you've got lots of energy in very little time, mining or chopping trees can be a good use of your time. If you know you've got a quiet day and you're going to use your energy slowly over that day, fishing can be good. If it's raining, fishing can be one of the good things, because you get catfish as well as eels in the evening. And if you're good at fishing, that's probably the best on a rainy day, unless you've unlocked the mushroom level in the mines. So what I'm doing here, because my energy's low, is just jumping through some of these levels to collect these boxes, to kill these bugs, just to get things with basically not needing to use any energy. The bug meat is not really that useful or important. Yes, I can see all these copper veins. Yes, I could have these spring onions to mine those, but no, I kind of want to save these spring onions from when I'm actually progressing downwards in the mine. But yeah, as you can see, it resets the levels as you bounce between the different levels. So this can be a good thing when you just want to quickly, spend some time in the mines. Sometimes you get lucky with, lots of quartz spawning or earth crystal spawning, or sometimes you get lucky in these boxes and you might get some gems. That's not a good example of that. But also, sometimes these bugs can drop ancient seeds. And so it's not a bad idea to kill them just for that. But I am mindful of the time. It is getting to be 11 o'clock, so I better get home before I run out of too much energy. But, like I said, for the sake of... I had no energy at about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. No, it was about 6 o'clock, actually. And rather than doing a forage run, I basically just collected all of this in the mine with no energy. So that's pretty good. Like, that sells for 50. I don't know what quartz sells for, because I normally, turn it into refined quartz. But, we got a little bit of hardwood, got a little bit of algae, a little bit of sap. Not a lot of resources, but, that's not bad for, doing an activity that you don't have any energy for, which is basically either that or foraging. So, I am going to sell that earth crystal. I should probably plant that. How much energy have I got? I've got enough. And I'm going to sell that. And there we go. So, how are we going? Do need a leak. Alright, tomorrow I'm probably going to be doing mining and watering. Probably another mining day. And especially considering I've got the backpack. So, wanting to try to get down the mine as quickly as possible. Level 3 foraging, got the tappers unlocked. Level 1 combat. Very good. So I think I probably will wrap up my stream there. Guys, thank you for coming along. Apologies if you only just joined. I will plan to have a VOD for this, as well as possibly upload it to YouTube. For those that are interested in sort of following the progress of my series. And I'm sort of playing this, but like I'm just not going to save it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, thanks for coming along. I might just do a quick summary of where we got to. So we're on day 8. We've got about 6,000 gold. We unlocked the backpack, which is pretty good. Our skills are coming along reasonably well. I probably won't spend too much more time doing any fishing for a while. I think if I get level 4 fishing, I get the recycling bin. So maybe I'll get to there for this recycling bin. But we're going to spend most of our time in spring doing lots of mining and basically just watering plants. Every now and then we might get a coop or a barn just to get something else happening a little bit different. But probably for the next 12 or so days, the focus will be on farming and mining. So basically to get as much gold in year 1, you're going to get lots of farming, you want to be able to get kegs, you want to be able to buy star fruit, and in order to do that, you need to get mining up so that you can get sprinklers. You need gold bars to make sprinklers. Once you get sprinklers, you can really start expanding your farm much quicker rather than relying on yourself watering it every day. And so really, I think to get as much money out of year 1, you need to get sprinklers, you need to get kegs, and in order to do that, you need to mine early, you need to get tappers early because you need oak sap or whatever it is for kegs, and obviously you need to get farming up in order to do that. So generally speaking, that's the sort of the stretch goal. But yeah. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on my first stream. Hopefully you did enjoy it. But yeah, it'll be same time next week for a couple of hours. At the moment, I'm just doing one stream session a week. Maybe I'll increase that in future, but at the moment, that's what it's going to be. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. Hope to see you next week. Catch you later, guys. See ya. Bye.